Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Jen and I am so happy that you're joining me today. We are starting the Halloween decorating for 2024. I'm so excited. I love these videos. Every year I look forward to creating a new theme, and when I'm decorating for Halloween, I'm not trying to bring in Halloween specific items. I don't have a lot of things that say spooky or have ghosts or anything like that. Instead, my theme is sort of building on what I did last year. Now, if you haven't seen my marathon decorating video from last year, I did link it below, and I would love for you to check that out because that will give you some insight into where this design came from. Now, last year I went all out with the Witchy Cottage and the apothecary here in the kitchen, and I'm gonna sort of do a little bit of a different take on that this year, but I still want to decorate my home as if this were a witchy cottage. So when I picture a witchy cottage, I picture very steep roofs with maybe thatch on the top. I picture that cottage vibe with the warm, cozy lighting inside, overgrown moss and ferns and all sorts of things outside that leads you to believe that this is super tucked away back in a very remote area of the forest. So that's kind of my vibe that I'm going with. I'm going to be bringing in a lot of items that are natural elements, especially next week when we work in the living room and the dining room. You'll see that I'm going to be using pottery pieces and wood and a lot of just warm, cozy pieces that are perfect for a medieval style witch apothecary. Now, I also wanted to let you guys know that today is a collaboration with Sandy over at Spending Life Together, and I'm so happy to do this collab with her. I'll talk to you more about that later on in the video, but for now, I really want to get started. So let's turn the camera on and see what we're working with. Now, I've already done all of the cleaning. I don't typically like to include cleaning in my decorating videos. So we're starting with a really blank slate here. I am going to be keeping that lamp over in the corner, and we're gonna be adding some things to that little towel rod on the side of the refrigerator. I'm leaving my brown plaid towels up because I think they're perfect for a cute witchy cottage. And then we're working with this whole entire section here. So we'll be bringing in a lot of decorative items that are not necessarily Halloween specific, but that sort of hint at that witch's cottage kitchen. So as we begin, we're gonna start with these items. This is going to go to the left of my stove, and I love the neutral color combination of the items here. This Better Homes and Gardens vase is so beautiful, and I love this neutral black and white hand towel, along with these items that are just going to help me bring in that bold, moody color and a bit of texture. Now, this tray is one of two that I got on Amazon. And by the way, I will link anything that I found on Amazon below, but I like it because it has that beautiful warm wood coloring. And then I'm gonna add to that the wicker vase along with these bold stems that I picked up on Amazon as well. I think they're a perfect dupe for the A floral ones that are more than 3 times the price. And you guys know I love to include thrifted items. This was a thrift find from a few years back. And I think that the color, the neutral coloring, and also the way it sort of brings in a little bit of texture to this tray is perfect for this corner. Now, our witch's kitchen is a functional kitchen, so I'm gonna add in these little halos to this cake stand for a pop of bright color, but also because they're delicious and I love to eat them. So for this section of the kitchen, we're gonna just come in with some practical items that a witch cottage might have beside the stove. Just some wooden cooking spoons and a apothecary jar, some gauzy fabric, a old banged up cutting board, some really beautiful Gothic style candle holders, this pot that I have been using for my utensils recently in the kitchen and it works perfectly. And then of course a very beautiful gold pumpkin, because I believe that a witch's house has got to have some really pretty elements as well. So we're going to work this in here beside the stove. We don't care about the second wind or something else to take form. Someone else to keep us warm. Oh.
just the same. With only ourselves to blame. Oh, we stay together, we sail to the moon, and sometimes too close to the wind. We hold on to nothing, 'cause we got a purpose.
So here beside my front entry, I have this little hook bar that I love to decorate. It's just a fun little unexpected way to greet guests when they come into the door. And so this has been a really fun place for me to play around with decor. And one of the things that I imagine that a witch would have in her front entry are items that sort of look like this. They're not specifically Halloween. They almost have the feeling as if they're just regular everyday home decor items, and they have that warm sort of earthy texture that I think is perfect for a witchy cottage. So this is something I picked up at Goodwill, and I thought, what a perfect item to use here in the entry. This one I picked up at Goodwill for $4.98, and the color of the wood is just that warm and old and banged up look, along with an asparagus fern that I picked up at Hobby Lobby years ago on clearance. This is a piece of pottery that I actually made when I was in Girl Scouts. This has been with me for a long, long time. My mom let me have it when I moved into my house, and I thought this was a perfect item to hang here in my witchy cottage because, I don't know, it just kind of has that old world look to it. And then just a Halloween hand towel. And then these I picked up at Hobby Lobby as well. These are, well, I don't actually know what they are. They're like seed pods or something, but they just have that sort of creepy look to them. And I think they're perfect for the front entry. Along with this, so many of you guys were kind enough to comment and tell me that this is a Turkish coffee pot, and I have loved using this here in the front entry. So I'm going to continue to use this as well as this basket that I hung here for my fall decorating, and I love the way it looks so much. We're going to reuse that here as well.
Or at the end, is it really worth knowing the answer to? It is not what we demand. There's no answer written in the sand. Oh, we don't care about your war, and we don't know your enemy. Oh, what you're fighting for, 'cause we don't keep score.
So I want to continue this warm, cozy coloring for my witch's kitchen. So I'm going to come in over here beside my lamp with these greens and oranges, and I have a couple of these little cinnamon brooms from years past, and although the scent is gone, they are really fun to decorate with, and they bring in a lot of really pretty texture. I've got this ribbed black candle that I used last year on my Halloween tablescape, along with just this little candle holder and a really pretty chunky cutting board. So I'm gonna try to work all these items over here beside the refrigerator and hanging off of this little rod.
Close all the curtains, stay on the phone. We are the monsters, holding you still. We are the gallows up on the hill.
Now this print is exactly what I think a witch might put in their home if they were looking to add a little moody elegance. And beside it, I'm gonna place this little black picture. I kind of was thinking about the Addams family and in their home, how they always had these decorations that they thought were fantastic, but to the outside world, they were kind of ugly. That is what I'm kind of going with for this flower arrangement here. And then beside the refrigerator, I'm just going to add in a little bit of texture. I don't like for the fridge to be blank on the side. And so I'm just going to bring in this pot holder along with this little bat piece of art that a friend of mine made and a little hand towel just to add some additional color. Now here on my island, I do want to keep things kind of simple because we tend to eat at the island most of the time. I want something that's kind of easy to remove. So this little scallop tray along with a little bit of creepy cloth and then this really beautiful candelabra that I purchased at a consignment shop a few years back, a metal riser, a little pumpkin and a crow, and just this little simple centerpiece to make a really bold impact.
To the beginning, we are the end. Hold on.
And you guys, I know this lighter is a little ridiculous. The flame is just so huge and dramatic, but I thought that would be fitting for a Halloween video, and I didn't know how to change the setting anyway. I'm gonna take a quick coffee break, and while I'm doing this, I would love to introduce you guys to my friend Sandy over at Spending Life Together. We are working together today, and I hope you'll go over and check out her channel when you're done here today.
Hi, my name is Sandy, and I am so excited today that Jen and I are going to be collaborating and providing you a bunch of fall and Halloween inspiration. Head over to my channel and check out my video, and be sure to drop a comment letting me know that you're coming from Jen's channel. Let's get decorated.
We're moving on to the coffee bar, and for Halloween, I wanted to bring in a warm color palette that has just a few spooky touches. This canvas that I had made from Taylor Canvases a few years back was actually the inspiration for the entire look. The colors are a perfect way to incorporate the warmth of fall along with the fun of getting creative for Halloween. I'll be using some blackberry stems from Hobby Lobby, a few amber glass pieces, a pumpkin and crow, along with a cute little skeleton who looks like he's completely bored out of his mind, and some books and other filler items for a cozy and slightly spooky coffee bar look. So I've got the coffee bar emptied, and I am going to be using my hearth and hand lamp that I used in the kitchen area for fall. I love this lamp, and I think it's a perfect way to tie in that beautiful green color with a lot of the greens and oranges and rust tones that I've got going on in the rest of the kitchen.
You ever wonder if days like last with one another, with the feeling pass. Would you find out with me if it all starts to crumble? We'll search the pieces for a hope or a mumble. It's not for me to decide if I should be the one by your side. And hope we know when it's better to say goodbye. You ever wonder if we know what's best for one another? Are we just another project? We're both fixer-uppers.
Now that the kitchen is pretty well decorated and the coffee bar is finished, I want to work on my hutch, and I'm bringing all of these pieces here to the island because I want to see if I can work them together. You'll see that I've got a little bit different color scheme going on in this arrangement than I have been using in the rest of the kitchen, which was more rust and greens and browns. And with this one, I want to do a little bit more of a moody look, so I'm going to bring in some more blacks, these really beautiful purple faux picks. I'm not sure where I got these. I want to say maybe Amazon. If so, I will link them below. And I love bringing in pottery pieces because when I'm thinking about a witch's apothecary or a witch cottage, I picture that they don't use glass and modern elements. I picture that that witch would be using items that are more similar to that pottery piece there. And then of course a skull because, well, it's Halloween. And this is a little cauldron that I picked up years ago, and it doesn't really match my style anymore, but I think it'll work pretty well in the hutch because it'll kind of tie into all of the other elements. And then I'm also going to be working in these really beautiful scrolls. I got these from Decor Steels a couple of years ago, and last year I used them up on my mantle. So we're gonna add in a few more of these items that tie in with that moody color scheme. Got this really pretty red crystal ball and some more purple florals, a black spider, a spooky vintage photo of maybe an old ancestor, and then a couple of faux arrangements that I picked up at Goodwill last year. This one was a really pretty one that I found at Goodwill. It's originally from the Threshold line at Target, and I love it. And so I'm gonna work that in along with another black crow and a couple of books for risers. So we're gonna get started here with decorating the hutch.
Just waiting to crumble. If we search the pieces, would we be bitter, humble? It's not for me to decide
Now that everything is decorated, let's take a look at how it all came together. Be sure and leave me a comment and let me know what you think, because I always love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing my take on a witchy kitchen. Be sure to head over to Sandy's channel. I'll have it linked below, and let her know Jen sent you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.